It feels a lot like your soul is very peaceful. It's come here to experience a lot of peace. You're supposed to find peace even in the chaos. There are mirroring things in this life from that past life that you've come to heal with this person.
You're strong. I mean, you can even, pull yourself up without even having your feet touch anything.
I find that even in your current life right now, it's still important for you to use your voice.
What I'm getting is that you want a love that you can contribute to. You're asking for platinum, so you can't accept the copper when it shows up, even though it's pretty too.
You are being pushed outside your comfort zone to seek new heights.
And you are true to yourself and you're true to others around you as you live your authentic life. You are just you, and that is all you need to open up. We need you to speak your truth, Katrina.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So we are in episode 5 of my past life series. This particular past life that we're about to listen to is my alien life as a pilot. So let's check it out.
And like I said, the Sirius constellation pops up very strongly for you. Definitely look into Sirius constellation. There's beings there.
I'm sorry, I didn't. All right, so I'm sorry. So if you listen to the last episode, we talked about my past life in ancient Egypt. Well, this past life reading that we're about to go into, the pilot one, is basically the past life that came up right after that. So we're going back in order here, guys. So let's give it a listen.
It just feels like that's your home. It does. So if you have any connection or resonate with Sirius, that is your people. That is your energy. So, but I know for a fact there's some kind of alien group there. I know it. There has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is, right? That has to be. I feel it. So yeah, the Sirius constellation, they're the ones who's watching after you. And so that's also going to be, and the reason, speaking of alien stuff, now I can get into the cool, all this is fucking cool. The galactic part, because you've had the Egyptian life as a hybrid, you were a full alien species before on a different planet before. And so that's what brings me back to the Sirius constellation, because I feel like for some reason your soul keeps choosing this group for some reason. And what's interesting is I can see right through you. Meaning, like, when I look at your alien body in that lifetime, it's like you're translucent basically. I can see right through you. Very, very, very cerebral, very of course when you think of aliens, you think advanced. No shit, right? Of course. No shit. But you were they said that you were a pilot. I saw an image of you flying. They said you were a pilot, meaning you were the ship person, in the little UFO. You were the freaking one driving it. You were in control. You absolutely, as an alien being, as a soul, you love the freedom. Because think about it, you're roaming the galaxy. How romantic, how cool and romantic is that? I'm roaming the galaxy. It is such a cool feeling. I'm seeing so much stars pass by right now. And it's yeah, you were the pilot, and of course you had a little crew, and you guys would go to different planets, and you guys would help trade. So if you had something that another species needs, you would be the pilot to transport your little people there to talk with other people, and kind of like a Star Trek vibe, but not really. You know what I mean? It's like they go to different planets and stuff and talk to different, it's kind of similar, but you were just a pilot. You enjoyed not actually being the one that has to do all the work, talking and, hey, here's this, or, so you were just I'm here for the literal ride. Y'all need a ride. I'm here for, let's go for a drive. Kind of thing. So you were a very, they said, you didn't really, I don't feel a personality, and I'm not to be rude, but I don't think aliens really, some of them have personalities, but you're just so neutral. It's just very neutral, meaning not bad, not overly excited, but but Spirit says on a soul level, you were at peace. And that's what's very important, is that you roaming the galaxy, you being able to see different, and what you really loved doing was seeing new things. Although you didn't have to meet people or meet different species, you just enjoyed looking around. You're like, oh, cool planet. Oh, cool nebula. Oh, cool cluster of this. Oh, look, it's a star that's dying off. Like, so you enjoyed the actual views, and you got a lot of your joy just by being. And they, you know, it's interesting. They said in the ship, you did have one issue though, and this is what kind of led to your quote, I would say death, but you already knew you were going to die. I guess it's like, you know, when you're so advanced, you just you just already know, you know what I mean? You just knew. And so your, one of your ships that you were doing ended up crashing into, oh, it's an all blue planet. It's all blue. The atmosphere is completely blue. This, like, not like our Earth sky blue. I mean, like a dark blue. Everything was blue, sky blue. I mean, like not sky blue, like dark blue. The atmosphere was blue. But what happened was, you thought, you were very cocky, very confident. You really thought that their atmosphere levels, something changed in the atmosphere levels, and it wasn't working with your ship, and you guys just crashed. And you didn't make it. But I would say, they said Earth years, you would have been 300 years old in Earth time. So that's how, yeah, you had a lot of, but you know, time that, you know, up there it could be like in a split second, but down here it was 300 years, I guess, in Earth years. And so you are still a part of this alien group. And so even with the flying thing, kind of like why, you know, yeah, I can imagine you even in an airplane, just love looking out the window. I can see you looking out of the window right now on a regular airplane here.
Every single time. And obsessed with the stars, some from a very young age. Flying, I've wanted to be a pilot forever. So yeah.
Oh
cool.
my gosh, it all connects.
And the cockiness, there's a little bit of that too. We being honest though.
Good, as you should be, as you should be. And you know, and with you know, what's interesting is Spirit saying that this, and you know, it's funny, they said even in this current lifetime, you being able, I'm not saying you gotta do anything risque, but you like skydive, things like that are very adventurous and, you know, outdoorsy, and being free is so important for you in this lifetime, because that you were free in the stars. And that's why you're always looking at the stars, is because you're so free up there. And so you're bringing that freedom. And the reason why they're bringing up this alien lifetime is, number one, you're still a very much a starseed, very much connected to them, but also that it's important for your soul to be free in this lifetime. So they really would definitely promote anything that you're like up in the sky, doing anything with like just being up in the air, literally. And that's kind of why you're literally in the mountains, like as far up as you can get, hike to the highest mountain, you know what I mean? Like literally just to be up.
We go to the highest peak and snowboard down. Almost every fucking day I'm snowboarding. Every 2 weeks I'm flying back to California to see my kids. Like, so I'm in a place in my life right now where I'm just like, holy shit, everything is fucking amazing. You know? So.
Yes, this is just so amazing, because basically it seems like just going after, you know, this that lifetime of you as an alien. And here's the thing. That group is heavily around you. They heavily influence. I would say, you know, it's interesting. I get a feeling from one of these alien beings that at night you always feel like there's something going to happen or something. You ever feel paranoid? Not like in a bad way. Like you ever, I saw an image of you kind of waking up in the middle of the night, and I just want to let you know that like they'd be in your room. I don't want to scare you, but like they're in your room sometimes here or there. And I see an image of circles coming out from their heart. They send you energy. Mm-hmm. So like whenever you're feeling like, they said sometimes you go to bed. They said not all the times, but on random nights that you go to bed very frustrated, or just feeling like, you know, they said you're thinking too much about tomorrow and the future. So they're like, we like to come in and like send her little. It's like circle. You know what it looks like? I don't know why I saw the word dolphin, but like dolphins, they send like the sonar waves that come out in circles.
The way they project.
The project. Yeah, it's like circles, right? Like invisible. Like that's exactly the best way I can describe of what's coming out of them. It looks like that. Those waves of like it's similar coming from them. And so and also with sacred geometry. So you got like those circles, and then they send you sacred geometry. So it's like circles, sacred geometry coming your way. And so basically, whenever you look at sacred geometry, whether it's on your phone, whether you create it, whatever it is, it does invoke some kind of energy. We think, oh, it's on our phone, so it can't. No, it still does the same thing on a subconscious and cell level. So I get the feeling like they're impressing you to, or asking you to, if you ever are bored, just have sacred geometry. They said it's already on your phone. I mean, it's already on your phone.
I was thinking about getting a tattoo. I did mushrooms one time, and there was sacred geometry just floating all in the air. Just the air. It was like, instead of there being oxygen and stuff, there was just symbols everywhere, and this green glowy, like, yeah. And then, yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, this is amazing. Seriously.
Yeah.
This is freaking amazing, because basically what all of this is leading up to is that all of your experiences thus far have been such a, like, all the dots are literally connect. All of them are, nothing is, as we always say, nothing is random. We all hear that quote, right? But it's true. Nothing is really random, because when everything that you're saying literally goes with everything that we've been channeling today. It's just everything. It's just, it was really meant for you to be here today. I mean, not to sound cheesy, but it really is.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest. So I would say like a week or two ago, I started feeling like, okay, they want me to get it. You know how you can tell when they want
you can feel it, yes, and you feel it buzzing, yeah.
So I went to your website because I trust you, because I learned of you by way of Lorena Sensen.
Oh yeah, I love Lorena, yeah.
And I went to your site, and it was like, you weren't available until like some later date, and I'm like, I want this now. Like, I don't want this. You know?
Exactly.
And then this morning, I was reading this book, and I was totally in it, and I could feel it. They want me to get a reading. They want me to, and I fucking pick up my phone, and your post is like, same day reading available. I'm like, okay, y'all, where do we send the money? Like, so yeah, complete alignment.
Divine. That is so divine timing. That is so divine. It is. It's just, I love spirit. Like, I love how everything works out like that. Like you said, you can always feel the calling of something, whether it's a reading or like, I need to travel somewhere, you know, that travel energy. It's like, I feel like I need to go somewhere.
I have to do it. Yeah.
It's that same feeling, like they're calling you somewhere. God, I love it. Love it so much.
God, so cool. So I didn't even really like talk about like how it felt to get this reading. So I want to talk about that really quick. So at the very beginning of the reading, so I was by myself, like my boyfriend was there, but he was in the shower, you know, he's making himself scarce while I was doing my thing, because again, he was like, you know, raised Catholic and just not super drinking the Kool-Aid at this point, you know. So as we're going through the reading, I swear to God, my whole body just felt like almost numb, but like buzzy. I don't know. It was so weird. It felt like there was a bunch of energy. It felt like I could feel all the different beings that were present to give information. It's like I can't decipher the information, but like I can feel it. And then also another thing that's really cool is like, as she's telling these stories, they feel familiar. You almost can, like, when my daughter, and we're gonna play. Well, I have to ask her permission, because for Mother's Day, I got my 3 oldest kids all past life readings, and you know, they talked about some of their lives with me, and so I want to share those. But I'm gonna get, you know, talk with my kid. But she was telling me as she was getting her reading, and she was going through a life, the cause of death. She knew her cause of death before. She knew how she was killed before V told her. And she literally was like, I knew it. Like she knew it. Like there is a knowing that happens as you're listening to these lives, and they all resonate so deeply with, you know, my current life or current challenges. So super, super, super cool. You know, this was kind of a segue from the last episode to this one, or the last reading, you know, the ancient Egyptian life. And she talks about the galactic beings and, you know, coming into my experience. So I had been introduced to, okay, so she says that like I keep choosing this group. So I know that based on a lot of the reading that I've done about, you know, past lives, the Akashic records, Lois J. Wetzel also has her own energy healing method. So Lois J. Wetzel's the lady who wrote the books, you know, the reincarnation, the past lives through the Akashic records. I might be misquoting the name of those books, but, and then she also wrote 2 books called Adina, Energy Medicine from the Stars. And she was given these this information from Syrian beings, right? So I think that the Syrians have a really, really, really big role and invested interest in helping beings that are incarnated onto Earth. It's actually my understanding that there's life on all the other planets, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them, they just vibrate at a frequency we can't see. Like, so we're never gonna go to Mars and be like, oh, look, there's an alien, because it vibrates at a different frequency, right? Or just like spirit, like some of us have the ability to see those frequencies. Some of us can see spirit, and some of us can't, right? So I don't think that the general, public is gonna be able to, obviously we can't even go to Jupiter because Jupiter is such a atmospherically turbulent planet. I don't know if that's the right word, but I do believe that there are beings that are there that can, travel through time and just through consciousness, like almost like astral travel. And so I really, really, really feel that. I love driving. So hearing that I was a pilot was not a fucking surprise at all, right? Like, I love driving. I love like getting in different vehicles. I love learning how to drive heavy equipment. There's also a part of me that's always wanted to be a construction worker and a mechanic. It's like, it's so weird about me. Like, I want to know how to do everything that creates something, or that does something, or that it fixes something. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. Oh, when I hike, when I snowboard, well, not really when I rock climb, because rock climb's a different kettle of fish. But I love looking around. Like, I've mentioned this before, I can literally drive around and just be happy looking at the trees or looking at the bushes. So I hate being in cities. There's nothing that I want to see in a city. There's no cool building that I want to look at. For me, it's all earth. Like, I get why I came here. I love being here. I love looking at the stars. I am definitely a stargazer. So hearing this, like, past life just kind of wasn't surprising. It was pretty fucking cool that it was an alien life. I thought it was super interesting that I'm like this in my business now. I really prefer not to have to talk to people. Like, I prefer to pay people to talk to people, because I'm such an empath. Like, or I guess I could say psychic. I'm like, my psychic perceptions are so strong that, like, being at a wedding sometimes can be really, really stressful for me. Like, when I used to shoot weddings, because I'm a photographer, I would be behind the camera crying a lot. Like, I spent a lot, because you can feel the energy of the couple, and you can feel what they've been through and what they've overcame. And especially if there are vows involved, or if the man cries, oh guys, it's over. Like, I'm going to be behind it, like snotting and shit, like, because I'm just so sensitive. So, it's funny that, I didn't really want to talk to people now. It's like, look, I'm driving, you need to ride, the way she fucking like articulated that is like so my energy. So that was like really, really, really cool. Again, a reoccurring theme in the majority of my past lives was peace. So all the things and desires that I have in this life, all are like bits and pieces of things that I love doing in lives that brought me a lot of peace. So this lifetime, even though it started out super turbulent and super fucking crazy, is really supposed to be peaceful. As referenced by my little necklace with the peace symbol that none of my sisters wanted, that my dad won when he got really drunk at an auction. And yeah, I feel like that was a gift from God, just reminding me of, what I'm here for. Ever since I was a kid, I remember identifying Orion's belt and feeling like it was following me everywhere to keep me safe. So, when I was growing up, my dad was a Marine. We were stationed in Camp Pendleton, and then we got moved to Kaneohe Marine Corps Base in Hawaii. And I remember being so excited when I went outside and saw that, like, the stars that were with me in California were also with me in this seems like some normalish kiddish stuff, but when she talked about this life, and I talked about, I was thinking about that, like, that thought. And then too, there have been times where, like, when I get really fucking stressed out, like, I'm talking like just going through whatever kind of stuff, I will literally look at the stars in the middle of the night and really take into consideration how large me and my problems really are. And I look at the stars, and it would put my life into perspective. Almost like an energy of, it's not that serious, bitch. Like, how you look at an ant and it's like walking on the ground and you think, oh, it's just an ant, right? Like, I feel like that's the way the stars look at us. Like, bitch, it's just, but I think really, it's not a look of insignificance. It's significant, but it's also temporary, and it's also kind of not real, like, it's real, but you know, we're spirits having a human experience. And so this human experience, nothing is going to last. Like we just had that big ass blizzard not too long ago and the snow's almost gone. I went for a hike today. There were very few areas that had snow patches. I was kind of surprised. I'm like, you know, like a couple weeks ago, we thought it felt like we were never going to get out of here. And then now it's business as usual. And it's like that with everything in life. Any challenges that you come upon, it's just weather, you know, and it will pass because time stops for no one. The whole thing where she talked about me being cocky and, you know, confident. Oh my God. Not only do I have that energy a bit here in this life, but also kind of fucking dig it. If I meet somebody that's like slightly arrogant, I like it. You know, not to the point where it's like gross, right? But like, just, hey man, I'm about my shit. Like, it is what it is. And it's not like a shitty arrogance, like I'm better than you. Like, I'm never coming with that sort of energy. I just mean like just knowing what you're about and being what you're about. And like, I definitely have that energy and I love that. That's what got me killed in that life. There's almost like a subtext warning there because like actually my last two soulmates were so fucking cocky, like, and for good reason. Like, you know, but it's something that you got to watch out for because it can get you killed, you know? So, all right. So I don't know if I've talked about this. I don't know if I've done the fairy episode yet, but I got to do an episode about this fairy that popped up in my living room. I think I might have done it, but maybe not. I digress. The point is, after that fairy showed up in my living room, usually when I open up one of my, when I open up my laptop or my desktop, usually nature is the image that comes up. Some kind of mountainous, whatever, because this is what I like. And usually I tell that, you know, that's what I want. Well, out of nowhere, all of a sudden a nebula just popped up. Not any nebula though. The nebula that is found in Orion's belt, which, like I said previously, I was kind of obsessed with as a child. So when I saw that, I just laughed because I knew it was spirit just kind of sending me a little, hey, you can't see us, but we're still here. You know, like that fairy is still with me or somewhere around here. You know, I can't see her floating in the living room anymore, but she's still with me. So that was really cool. Also, when she's like, yeah, they really encourage you to do anything outdoors. It's really important for you to be free. That's my whole life. That is my whole life. If you look at my I am Trina 888 Instagram, that's the stuff that I post. The stuff that brings me joy is being outside, weather, bad weather, what people call bad weather, I call good weather, you know? And also she's like, yeah, skydiving. I had literally gone indoor skydiving with my daughter. I feel like it might have been before this, or I'd looked into it. Skydiving was on my list of things. It's actually, I actually want to train to be a skydiver so I can like do it professionally, like get my pilot's license, that I'm not just like, flying tandem. I also want to get a hang gliding license. I would love to do hang gliding. There's actually a hang glider park not too far from where I live where they do launches and all that stuff. So these are all things that are on my list of things that I want to do in this life. And all of that kind of comes from this life as a alien pilot. Also, guess I wasn't copying my ex on the whole pilot thing, huh? Not about you, baby. It's not about you. Yeah. Anyway, the Sagittarius in me had to throw that little dig out there. But yes, guys, so this is the end of our alien episode. I hope you guys are digging this series. I'm digging sharing this with you. Like, these have been like, I don't know, my past life readings have been such a aid in understanding myself and accepting myself, for better or worse, right? Understanding my build, understanding why I'm drawn to the things that I'm drawn to, understanding that my life purpose, which is a lot about peace, right? And being of service to others, which, you know, I love. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this series. Stay tuned for the next one. The next one is going to be about my Middle Eastern life as a soldier. I believe this took place in India. This is a good one too. So you guys stay tuned and thank you for watching / listening.